Recently, Mr. Chen Hongwei, vice mayor of Zhengzhou City, who was responsible for the flood in Zhengzhou in 2021, Hunan Province, was appointed to a new position, concurrently member of the Standing Committee Zhengzhou City Party Committee. This incident caused heated discussion on the internet, and netizens asked, can such mistakes still be promoted? Updated information on the website of the Zhengzhou city government, Hunan Province, shows that Mr. Chen Hongwei, vice mayor of Zhengzhou City, who was appointed as a member of the Standing Committee of the Hunan Provincial Party Committee in September for the past 10 years, he has served as a Standing Committee member of Zhengzhou City. Chen Hongwei was appointed vice mayor of Zhengzhou City in January 2020, responsible for resources and planning, urban and rural construction, urban management, landscape, security, housing, transportation and other tasks. In 2021, Chen Hongwei was responsible for the flood in Zhengzhou. In July 2021, Hunan Province was flooded. Chinese Communist Party, CCP, officials announced that the floods caused 380 people dead and missing, and direct economic losses of 40.9 billion yuan. Because Beijing always conceals the truth, the outside world often believes that data released by the government is fake. Locals earlier revealed the number of casualties far exceeded the officially reported number. At that time, flooding occurred in the tunnel of Zhengzhou Metro Line 5 from Haitian Temple Station to Shikou Road Station, Shikou. The train had to stop and hundreds of passengers were trapped in the carriages. Zhengzhou City did not require vehicles to stop first, leading to many deaths. Local metro operators denounced the decision-makers as murderers. However, Chen Hongwei, the person in charge of transportation, was only severely punished by the government secretary. More than 2 years later, Chen Hongwei took on a new position as deputy mayor of Zhengzhou City. This incident made netizens angry. This may explain why so many talented people have emigrated. We are not satisfied with this result. How many people has this mistake killed? How can he still hold the position of leader? If this continues, won't people feel uneasy in their hearts? Won't they feel remorse? Continue on the path of harming others, will such a mistake not be repeated? It's pitiful that 380 people died and went missing in Zhengzhou City. Speechless, the deceased may rest in peace. Where is the justice? He has made a contribution. What? He was promoted again immediately after being punished. What does this punishment mean? Another netizen, it turns out that as long as you don't stand on the wrong team, anything can be negotiated. China is falling into deflation. The 11/11 shopping festival, considered an important indicator of consumer confidence, ended in silence. Experts say that Chinese people's expectations about the future are very pessimistic. During this year's 11/11 shopping festival, Chinese e-commerce platforms launched a lot of promotions starting at the end of October. Lowest prices online and really cheap were announced to become the promotion topic of Tmall and JD.com, but the shopping festival still ended in silence. In 2019, topics related to 11/11 were on Weibo's hot search list for an average of nearly 8 hours, but this year the average time was just under 3 hours. A report from Bain & Company, an American strategic consulting firm, indicates that Chinese consumers purchased many items such as paper towels, instant noodles and pet food during the November 11th shopping festival. Meanwhile, they buy fewer non-essential items, like household appliances. Mr. Wang He, an expert on Chinese affairs, told Epoch Times, "Right now everyone has no money in their pockets. Not only do they have no money in their pockets, but they also plan that they will also have no money in the future." Chinese people's expectations for the future are very pessimistic, he said. Mr. Wu Jialong, a general economist in Taiwan, also said, "Shopping during the 11/11 festival is not as good as expected. This shows that the Chinese economy is lacking domestic demand." Expert, China's economy falls into unemployment-like deflation. Insufficient domestic demand, combined with the real estate crisis and weakening consumer confidence, caused prices to remain on the brink of negative growth in the second half of the year. The latest data shows that China's Consumer Price Index, CPI, in October decreased by 0.2% over the same period last year, falling into deflation once again. The Producer Price Index, PPI, also decreased for the 13th consecutive month. Mr. Wu Jialong told Epoch Times that the real situation is more serious than the data published by the government, and officials cannot hide this. Basically, the deflation situation that the Chinese economy finds itself in is called unemployment deflation, because rising unemployment has reduced people's income and purchasing power. It has also reduced consumer confidence. The company fires employees, you lose your job. After losing your job, you reduce consumption, the company reduces revenue, and then the company must continue to lay off employees, otherwise it will go bankrupt. He said that China's economy has now fallen into a vicious spiral. According to the latest data released by the Statistics Department of the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, in June the unemployment rate for young people aged 16 to 24 reached 21.3%, a new record high. He said prices will decrease due to economic difficulties, so consumers will probably wait until prices drop before buying. As a result, overall demand actually dropped, so companies had to cut prices and clear inventory. Expecting lower prices has become a self-fulfilling prophecy. He believes that pessimistic psychology will lead to pessimistic economic behavior, which ultimately manifests itself in pessimistic economic data. If unemployment and consumer confidence continue to deteriorate, reversing the economic trend will be difficult. Combined with the long-lasting real estate crisis, China's gloomy economic situation will be even more difficult to reverse. Overall, the economic growth engine has been erased and disappeared, he said. On November 9, at the annual meeting of the Beijing Financial Street Forum, Mr. Liu Shijin, former deputy director of the Development Research Center of the State Council of China, publicly recognizes that the three traditional growth engines of infrastructure, real estate and export trade have all slowed down. China's economy has been severely affected by the epidemic over the past 3 years. People's income is almost exhausted. Really rich people don't spend money but put it in banks. The gap between rich and poor is increasingly widening. In this case, the vast majority of people want to consume but do not have money. The small group of people who have money have limited consumption. Many people do not consume, do not have children, but just lie around. This means that the entire Chinese society has entered a state where people live unhappily. In mainland China, the CCP's political leadership has sacrificed economic development, causing the pressure for survival of young people to increase. They can only express their dissatisfaction by lying around, giving up, and, for no's, no dating, no marriage, no buying a house and no children. So if they live without happiness, what will they do next? It is by rising up that the underground fire will break out. The entire society is clearly divided, the entire society is seething. Currently, whether the top leaders or ordinary people, they are all very dissatisfied with this status quo.
Don't forget to comment in the section below to share your opinions on today's topic with us. Make sure to like and subscribe to see more interesting topics from Understand China, and thank you for tuning in.